Good morning, beloveds. So it's cold out there, and wet, and it wasn't raining, so I opted to go for the walk. And probably about halfway through, it started to drizzle, but I finished it. I got the walk done, and I came home slightly damp, but it's cold. It's cold, and it looks like I don't know. They're talking like it's gonna rain all day, so and then freeze tonight. Yay! So there may be interesting press pictures tomorrow. Or it just may be nasty and wet. We don't know. So those of you who, yeah, just treat for this. Treat for us down here in the South. We don't know. We don't know what to do with this kind of weather. So, all right. It is February 3rd. I'm about 80% sure. Yeah, it's February 3rd. Our title is "I Am Secure, for I am in the Spirit, and the Spirit is in me." Let's see. They shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth its fruit in its season. Its leaf shall also not wither, and whosoever they doth prosper. Okay. It's Psalm 1:3. The last line kind of made me go, wait, what? What's happening here? And I just upset Rita. All right. The omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence, and omniaction of God is, as infinite mind, are the security of humanity. These external these external verities sustain us at every instant and in every place. They are ours in days of good cheer. They are ours in times of despair. They are never lost. They are merely forgotten in our confusion. We are not under the law of material problems and world beliefs. We are under the law of spirit, which maintains us in freedom and peace. All that God is around us and within us, and is externally asking of us what that we recognize it. Jesus had the capacity to recognize God where those around him were recognizing evil. We too must see the possibility of God rather than the impossibilities that the world believes. Our security lies in this ability to know truth regardless of conditions, and love regardless of hurts. All that God is now alive in my world, my body and my mind. This presence and power is real to me this day, and I rest in its eternal embrace. I am secure, for Spirit's mind thinks through me, and Spirit's love enfolds me. I am not afraid of any negative situation, for I know that I am in the Spirit, and the Spirit is in me. Nothing can disturb me, for divine order is now established in my mind, in perfect peace now, and perfect peace now fills my heart. There is no impossibilities for today, for God is my eternal possibility of greater good, greater love, and greater health. Okay, I like the fact that it says God is my eternal possibility. My eternal possibility. Okay, so one of the things, let's see. I like how he says, and he states it plainly, we are not under the law of material problems and world belief. And then he states we are under the law of spirit, which maintains us. But it was like, they are ours in days of good cheer. They are ours in times of despair. And that right there, that line is one of the reasons why spiritual practice is so important. Daily spiritual practice, because it's easy to use the law. It is easy to treat. It is easy to pray when things are good. And it's a little more challenging when things have gone sideways. A little sideways, a lot sideways. Point being, if we practice while it's easy, then we have a skill set to fall back on when it's a little more challenging or a lot more challenging. We have so that's why we practice every single day, because it is in that practice that we create those grooves, we create that habit, we create that default setting. So when things happen, we can do our work because we know how. We've already got the bones set up, the structure set up. We've got it. All we have to do is fill in the words. And we also have people that we can go to. When we do daily spiritual practice, we naturally gravitate to people with similar mindsets. So that when something goes a little sideways for me, I am surrounded by people that I can go to and say, hey, I'm having a little trouble holding this right now. Can you hold it for me until I can hold it for myself? Which is a fancy way of saying, will you treat for me? And you are treating yourself to know that I've got this. And then when I'm ready, then I pick it back up. And I pick it back up. And that's the strength of it. So that's why daily practice is so important. That we can see the truth. We can see the reality behind the material appearances. I mean, Jesus was talking about judge not by appearances. The material world problems, the material world beliefs, that's not the reality. That is not what is in the mind of God. That's what small minds have created. And we have access to a bigger mind. And we have the right, the responsibility, the obligation to use that mind to create a better world. To create a better world. And we do that by practicing when things are good. So that when we hit times of challenge, we're well versed. We are practiced. We're ready. So it's like when things are good, treat to know that they're good and treat to know that they're better. And when things are not so good, treat to know that they're good and treat to know that they'll get better. It's like, that's the power of gratitude. Be grateful for what you've got. You'll get more. So, I am secure, for I am in the Spirit, and the Spirit is in me. That is the title for today. And the psalm, I just bobbled the end of the psalm. That's the problem. We shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever we doeth shall prosper. That's it. Yep, I bubbled the end. Okay. When we know who we are, then we can do anything. When we know who we are, we can do anything. And who are we? Beloved children of God. That's who we are. All right. So, and I love how he starts out with all the omnis. Presence, the omnipresence, the omniscience, the omnipotence, and the omni-action of God as infinite mind are the security of humanity. There is nowhere God is not. There never is, there never can be, because God is all there is. And in God, anything is possible. That is our security, that possibility. These eternal verities sustain us at every instant and in every place. They are ours in days of good cheer. They are ours in times of despair, which is why we use them well in good times, so that when times that are non-preferred, I won't use the word despair, when we are in times of non-preferred, we know that we can do this. They are never lost. They are merely forgotten in our confusion. The point of practice. Because you've heard it, practice makes perfect. No, practice makes permanent. We practice the skills. We are not under the law of material problems and world belief, which is what we forget. we get caught up in the weight of the material and forget who we are. We are under the law of the Spirit, which maintains us in freedom and peace. All that God is around us and within us, and is eternally asking of us that we recognize it. And that's it. It's all around us. It is up to us to see it. It is up to us to be willing to look in the eyes of another and see God looking back at us. It's up to us to be willing to look in the mirror and see God looking back at us. It's up to us to look around and go, this is God's stuff. To recognize it and to take care of it like it is what it is. And the fact that it is eternally asking us to recognize it. The point of us asking Spirit is signaling our acceptance of what it is that we're asking for. Because Spirit isn't going to push itself on us. So it says, here I am, ask me. I know what you need, but I can't give it to you until you are willing to accept it. See me. See me. That's Spirit. And honestly, every single person you know, that's what they want. They want to be seen. Same with Spirit. I see you. All right. Jesus had the capacity to recognize God where those around him were recognizing evil. And remember, evil is a misuse of the power. So Jesus recognized, hey, this is God's power. We just need to make a better use of it. We, too, must see the possibility of God rather than the impossibilities that the world believes. And immediately Alice pops into my head about, and I can believe 5 or 6 impossible things before breakfast. Name them. Our security lies in this ability to know truth regardless of conditions and to love regardless of hurts. I blanched a little bit at that line, and I admit that, because love regardless of hurts. I don't have to like, but I do have to love. But I'm also free to love from over here. I do not have to put myself in a situation where I could be hurt again. So, always remember that. We are called to love one another. We don't have to like each other. We also don't have to put ourselves in close proximity with people who are misbehaving. All right? So I know it says love regardless of hurts. There are boundaries. All right? Not limits, boundaries. All that God is now alive in my world, my body, my mind. Yeah, say that to yourself out loud. This presence and power is real to me this day, and I rest in its eternal embrace. I am secure, for God's mind thinks through me, and God's love enfolds me. I am not afraid of any negative situation, for I know that I am in the Spirit, and the Spirit is in me. It means that no matter what happens, I have everything that I need to handle it. What I need will come to me in the time. I got this, because I'm not doing it by myself. All right? It is okay to ask for help. Nothing can disturb me, for divine order is now established in my mind, and perfect peace now fills my heart. There are no impossibilities today, for God is my eternal possibility of greater good, greater love, and greater health. All right, so what the mission today is, should we choose to accept it, is to know that God is our eternal possibility. And think about the endless possibilities, because God is infinite. Infinite possibilities. So that's the mission. To know God as our infinite, eternal possibility. All right. That's the mission today. Should we choose to accept it? The other one, which is what the spiritual practice that I recommend every day. And because I do recommend you do this spiritual practice every day. It can be very short. It's 3 deep breaths. All right? It is to do something loving for yourself, to do something kind for yourself, to do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. How big, small, does not matter. What matters is that you do something loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself every day, that you create that habit, that you create that groove, that you create that default setting, so then no matter what happens, you can have a loving, kind, compassionate response to yourself, to others, to strangers, to people that you love, most importantly to yourself. Because if you can do it for yourself, you can do it for anybody. All right? But that's why I encourage it every day. Whatever it looks like, how big or small it can vary, or it can be the same thing every day. Doesn't matter. All right. It just matters that you do it. Oh, I'm being chatted at. Okay. I also encourage you to engage your mind and your body. In cold days, a little exercise is a good way to warm up the joints, warm up the muscles, get you going. I would tell you to go get a face full of sun, but there is no sun, so bright light. Early, bright light, reset your hormones, get you going. And drink plenty of water. I know it's harder when it's cold, so if you need to warm it up, I'm down for that. Tea is a great thing. Hot chocolate. I got a spicy hot chocolate when I was down in Galveston that I haven't tried yet, so maybe during this the little spat of weather we're having. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us. And the best way to find it is to look for the good and praise it. Thank you, Emma. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. I know there's a book study going on. We have book studies of Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And you're welcome to drop in. So if you want to know what's going on, email info@creativelife.org. We got some pretty cool things happening all the time. We got this new soul session should be really good. I'm excited about it. So get on that email list and have a great day. An amazing day, wondrous day, a safe day, a warm day, a layered day, an enchanting day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are, because you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased. And that is a state of grace. We don't have to earn it, and it can never be taken away. All right, beloveds. So be safe out there in the wet and in the cold. Do what you need to do. Protect your plants, your people, and your pets. And I will see you around 9 a.m. tomorrow, barring anything unusual, which I don't expect. And Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. And you can always catch us on the social medias. I am the Running Rev Ryan on several of them, and we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark on them. So check us out. The playlists on the Creative Life YouTube, you can find anything you want. I cross playlist them, so if you're looking for anything in particular, you've got multiple opportunities. All right, beloveds, stay warm, stay dry, take care of yourself, know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.